What's up, guys? It's Josh from Cardfight Empire here. We are here with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Bryan. He played Royal Paladin. I'm going to let him get into it a little bit more. But, Bryan, what did you think of this PPG event? Was it the first PPG event that you've been to?
For Vanguard, yeah. It's very, this one was very small. I thought there was going to be a lot more people. There was like, what, 35?
Yeah, I also thought there was going to be a lot more people. 33 players and one ghost. Because somebody paid money and then decided they didn't want to play.
He was sick.
Oh, okay, he was sick. Sorry.
You found that out?
Sorry, unknown person. I take it back.
Man, still a ghost. Didn't show first round.
Yeah, it's still a ghost. Played Grand Blue.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, our man, the myth, the legend here, was playing Royal Paladin. What do you think about this meta and playing Royal Paladin to the tournament as you played it?
I think Royal Paladin itself is pretty strong, especially against if you have the early rush Blaster Blade against OTT, because then you can push them off to the high damage, and then that means they're going to force them to use their protect markers early. So if you let them stockpile, then they're just going to PG everything they got. Against one of your weird matchups is Murakami, because if you're not careful with your Blaster Blades and they remove them all, then your Monarch is like, oh well, guess you can't do nothing about that. So it's very, yeah, what he said. So it's very difficult. So what else? What else was here? Oh, them random Great Nature players, man. You know, they still have everybody.
I should have played that.
Everybody hyping up Worlds, bro. Everybody hyping up Worlds.
Yeah. Straight up.
Let's see what. I got them couple of Grand Blue players, bro. Those
Really? There's Grand Blue players here?
There were 2 Grand Blue players. I was like, y'all are soldiers.
Straight up, because I didn't see them.
Y'all are soldiers.
Well, are we including the ghost in the count?
I did.
Okay, nice.
Because technically there was 1. And then of course you got Neo Nectar playing that stupid promo because it came out because it was legal for this weekend. I was like, that freaking sucks.
Yeah.
I played one of them round 2, and I basically just rushed her really early.
So how do you personally view that matchup, like the Neo Nectar matchup? Because I know they can get early rush like kind of like around the same time as you. So do you think it just kind of comes down to like luck of the draw, or how do you view that?
I do feel it is whoever draws better, because while they can push you with their tokens, however, like an Excel clan, if you are able to get a defensive trigger, that shuts down all of that. Because that's exactly what she did. She rode Sylvia, made a token, and then she rode Murka on her first ride, and she made the token, drew a card, you know. Then she played Sylvia, made a token. Then she played the promo and made 2 more. So she made a whole field with just 2 cards. And then she attacked me with the token column, which I was pretty interested in. I was on Blaster Blade, so I got a draw trigger, gave it the 10K, and she was like, she didn't get a trigger off the Vanguard. She's like, oh well, I guess I passed. So I'm just sitting here not using any cards at him. Like, awesome, cool. I'm just gonna write King of Knights and I'm just gonna bully you now. Because at that point it's like the tokens don't really bother you, because it's like unless they can beef them, they just don't do anything. And there's no point in using your Blaster Blade against them because they're tokens. They're not gonna do anything. If I ever use Blaster Blade against Neo Nectar, like its skill, I would just snipe the grade 2, just so they don't have an interceptor. Other than that, also Scout played is stupid against them. That's how I beat her game 2. Sorry.
What card is that? XOP. It's a blaster.
But because he's freaking stupid. Because I'm just gonna ride this. I'm gonna clear your board. Cool. And that means you have to commit at least 1 card for Cecilia. And if you don't commit 1 card, then you just don't use Cecilia, or you call more cards from hand. So either way, they're gonna -1, and I'm also gonna force more cards out their hand because I'm pushing with this, and then immediately gonna go into a Blaster Blade and do the crit again.
Sweet. Sounds like a good strategy. So we had 5 rounds today, and then top 8 is honestly, or not honestly, 3 rounds. So they did prize top 16, which is I guess something for other people to be aware of, because it says top 16, and we were told that it was going to be a top 16 cut. But top 16 got prizes, and then we only played out top 8. So if you only got 9th through 16th, you don't get a chance to play to get higher. So that is something to be aware of. But do you want to talk about your matchups from rounds like all the way from the beginning to top 8, what you played against and what you thought.
Okay. Let's see. Round 1. I think it's round 1. Round 1 was Royals. I played a mirror match. I basically went first. I basically drew better than he did because I was able to do the Blaster Blade and then play Bedivere into K and then K into Bedivere. And then I just called a wing goal behind the Blaster Blade, so I had the full crits on board and I have the 23 Blaster Blade, and I pushed him to 4 because he took all of it. So that won game 1, and then game 2 he had a G assist, so he just kind of just insta lost because he had a G assist for grade 1 and I just pushed him really hard. I was just standard Blaster Blade push turn. Kind of sacked him, hit a crit on the Blaster Blade crit turn, so he went from 2 to 5, and then the Bedivere just did the easy work and just pushed. So by the time he got to grade 3, he had like 3 cards in hand, so he didn't have much. Round 2, I played against Neonectar, the one I just described. Game 1, basically did game 1 and game 2. I basically did the exact same thing. I rushed her early. She went about 3 to 4. When she got to 4, then I wrote a Scallion plate, and then I cleared her board out. And then she tried to block it, even though I was clearing out her board. And so she went ahead and so when I got the crit trigger, I technically got 2 crit triggers, and I gave it to each Bedivere because I had the Bedivere K columns set up, and I also had my Blaster Blade, and I had a Wingo behind that I didn't boost. So I'm already going to swing 23 to crit again, and she has to protect. She has to guard against that, and she couldn't stop all of them, and they were all 2 crit. Let's see, round 3. I played another Royals. Teammate of mine, he was playing Murakami. Kind of got cheesed out of the game because of a bad ruling made. Note for kids. Bedivere does not add to hand if you get it with K.
Yeah, there was a ruling in the middle of the tournament that if you call Bedivere into K and then K to Bedivere, that Bedivere can use skill because it goes to hand, then goes to the field, but that doesn't make sense, and that's not how it works. So. Yep.
And if y'all ever have judges do that, you can reference those judges to Akane or even Alfred early because he searches the soul. Then round 4, I played OTT. Played one of the top 8 players, well, top 4 now, Matthew Ann. Game 3, Lily went down to the wire. He had 3 cards in hand. One was a protect, but he draw checked the 12K vanilla, the one of. So he didn't really have a shield value for it. I mean, I understand he had it for the discard fodder. So, and he took all my interceptors and I had no hand, so I just pushed my 2Ks up on the force markers. And he had 5 damage, so and I just swung for 23 with the Monarch. So I was like, so he just scooped because apparently he did deer twice that game, and all of his heals went to the bottom when he did deer twice.
Oh wow.
So he was not healing at all. Then round 5, I basically tied with first in Swiss Crow. He was playing Angel Feathers. We played one game just for fun, just to see who would actually win. I won the fun game. I had 6 force markers on the board, and I had Blaster Blade with 3 of them, so it was pretty funny. And then top 8, I kind of got just destroyed with sacks. Played against Magus deck, and guards for a 4 to pass. She needs since the grade 3 Mega is pentagonal, it makes it where your triggers are 15s instead of 10s. I went ahead and guarded for 4 15Ks, and she hits 4 critical triggers off the 5 drive check.
All right, guys. Sorry, the camera couldn't handle the amount of triggers he was describing, so it shut itself off. But continuing the deck prologue.
But anyways, yeah. Then we went to game 2. I'm rushing her down. She goes immediately to 5, and she has like 4 or 5 cards in hand. But throughout the entire game, I've been drive checking nothing but grade 3s. So I have, out of my 9 cards in hand, 5 of them were grade 3s. I lied. One of them was a Sky Plate, but basically the same thing. Just doesn't have a shield value. So she just rushed me down. I got her for 2 to pass. She double triggers me, so I'm like, awesome. So I just die. And that's Vanguard.
That's Vanguard.
Welcome to Standard.
But you still got prizes though. You got this sweet mat down here, so that's pretty lit. But we're gonna go right into your deck profile from that. Get that top 8 in there.
Actually, to be quite honest, this is best bet. This is best bet. Peter Catani.
Oh god.
Peter Catani with Marcel Wilson.
Jesus. All right, go ahead. Whenever you're ready.
All right. Obvious starter. Can't play any other ones. I play 2 Sky Plate. Pretty standard. I thought about trying the Asia build where they're playing like 4 Sky Plate, 4 of each Alfred. I want to try that so I can Sky Plate somebody twice in a game. Just be like, oh, because if you Sky Plate somebody twice in a game, I don't care who you are. You could be OTT or whatever like that. That's threatening. Like, especially if I take 5 cards away from you, then that means you have to commit to that board again. OTT maybe do it a little better, just because OTT can draw the cards they place and replace them.
Yeah, running more exculpates also makes it very, very good against Excel.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they can't survive even 1 or 2.
Yeah, unless you're playing Great Nature, and then they can just like, I'm just gonna make dudes.
I'm gonna ride Leopold.
I'm gonna ride this leather here.
My boy right there.
Yep.
On the mat.
So 2 of that. 4 Monarchs. So to be quite honest about this deck, this deck was originally my buddy Tyrell's. He was going to take Royals, and I was going to take Murakami. But after testing last night, he just felt Murakami was better in his hands, and so I decided to play Royals. The only difference is he played 3 Sanctuaries. I put 4 in because 4 just sounds better to me. But I feel this is pretty standard for 4.
Standard for standard?
Yes. Premium is better, kids. Keys is a bad deck, kids. Don't play it in Premium. 4 King Knights, obviously. You can run early. I've seen people that will run early just so they can get more early rush out. They'll play like 1 or 2.
Also brings a Blaster Blade out of your soul that you might have rode, and then you can get it immediately back with Monarch or something like that.
And you can get a free snipe if you want. If there's something that's a problem, you want to snipe. So, but he's alright. I like him. 23k guy by himself is pretty nice without a force marker. I'm just gonna slide those over. Let's go on to Grade 2s. Grade 2s. Alright. Grade 2s for Bedivere. Kind of obvious. One of the best Grade 2s in your deck. I love getting free advantage.
The whole Royal Paladin deck in a nutshell.
I'm going to play this, draw a card, and then Kay's going to give me another Bedivere from deck for a counterblast and for just a counterblast. Yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go with that. It's Blaster Blade deck. You have to play. Just like if you say otherwise, you're bad. Then this is different. Buddy Taro decided on this. I didn't know how I felt about this, but this is actually pretty funny. With Rendering Angel, when it's placed, you may call a grade 2 or less from your hand to rear guard, and if you call it, it gets 5k. So most people are like, what does this card do? Well, you tag team it with a card like Dream Painter. Dream Painter says when it's placed by a card ability, you can put a grade 2 or less card from your drop zone to the bottom of your deck. Like earlier because you can. So what you can do is you can put your triggers back. And then you can use like Alfred over here to make it where you shuffle your deck, so it goes back into your deck and you have a chance to hit it again. Like I've put so far in a single game, I put 3 heal triggers back, and so I was able to heal more than 4 times in a game.
Oh wow.
Like one thing I did that standard you're usually not supposed to do is I was able to put my starter back in my deck because I shuffled it back in with.
Then just got like 15k shield or something like that.
Yeah, it was a free. It was a free 10k. I was like, okay. I'm not worried about that. It was a free 10k. It was a 0 that can go back in my deck, and then if I put a card back, he gets 5k. So it's pretty cool. Another thing that you can do with Rendering Angel is, like, one thing I did earlier against a Royal player, I did Rendering Angel to play Rendering Angel, then Rendering Angel plays Painter. Those 3 get 5k. Because as long as Rendering Angel called something, it's 5k, and then Painter gets 5k. So it's like, cool, I just buffed my field just by placing cards. I'm like, that's pretty neato. Yeah, 11 grade 2s. Now for the grade 1s. If you're playing 4 Bedivere, you gotta play K. He's, can't argue with it, one of the best grade 1s in the entire freaking deck. He gets you free advantage when you don't have cards that you can call. So free Bediveres from the deck are really nice for 1 counterblast. And also 24 columns are really good, are magical numbers against every clan, against every whatever marker you play. Yeah. So it's pretty good.
Except if you're Cog around there playing Novell, that it's not a magic number.
That's just awkward. Then you just look at your opponent like,
can I have 1 more K?
It's like, use a bitch.
1 more K.
Right? Bad puns are bad.
Bad puns are bad.
Dream Painter, I explained earlier. You can place it with Rendering Angel, so you can get your triggers back and put them back in the deck. So you can do them more. One time I was actually able to draw trigger 6 times in a game because I put 2 more PGs back. So I was able to survive a double deer turn.
I would guess this card could also, if you're like being rushed down by Excel and you have an Exculpate, but you don't have a Blaster Blade in Soul, you could like use that for put it in Soul.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing I do is, like, if I don't have Monarch to get it back, or if I'm just out of Monarchs, I will put the Blaster Blades back. Mm-hmm. Like that's what he'll do sometimes too. He'll just put the Blaster Blades back and save them for later. You gotta play Wingull. You're playing Blaster Blade. Wingull and Blaster Blade 23 column is nice, especially after a Sky Plate and you have him under a Force Marker. That's a 33 with 2 crit. That's still threatening, even on a grade 2. And the best card in the entire deck, Corgi. Ass Doge. Corgi. You know you want to touch. I'm being legit serious about every game today. This was my first ride. So basically what it does is when it's placed on Vanguard or Rear, you discard a grade 1 or less and draw a card, and he gets 3k. Now, funny enough, that makes him an 11 on the Vanguard when he swings. So it's most people are like, that's irrelevant. I was like, it's still 11k grade 1. I'm okay with that. Also, this helps you dig from when you don't have a certain piece in your hand, because every card in this deck has a partner. So Rendering Angel has Dream Painter, K and Bedivere have each other. Wingull and Blaster Blade have each other.
And Doge is alone. He's the lone Doge.
Yeah, he basically fixes your pieces, fixes your combos when you need them.
He's Cupid.
He is.
He helps other people find love, but he doesn't get love.
So it's really nice. Like, most people are like, well, they don't want to discard their grade 1s or less. Like, I'll discard a crit trigger. I'm not afraid to discard a crit trigger because I know I can just use Dream Painter and put it back, and then ride this and then shuffle my deck when I go search for the Blaster Blade, or even K. K can do it too. You know, I just really like this card. There were so many times where I didn't have a grade 3, and I would ride him, discard a card, and draw the grade 3. Because also on first ride, that's 2 draws. You get 2 draws on grade 3 on your grade 1 ride. That's pretty good.
3 if you go second.
Yeah, that's
the drive check. Yeah,
that's pretty good. So and that just makes you dig through pieces. Like there were some times missing grade 3s, stuff like that. So Ass Doge is best Doge. And triggers are pretty standard. You can't really change anything unless you want to play draw triggers.
Pretty standard for standard.
Yep. Let's see. So you got your 4 draw. The hell? I done screwed up. No. 4 crit. 4 heal. 8 crit. But the thing that triggered me the most, and I'll tell Tyro this triggered me the most. Every trigger, all the triggers are full arts except this one.
I missed
except
one.
this one trigger.
This triggered me all day.
The triggered.
More
And if I had a choice, shut up, boy. If I had a choice, when I would play Doge and I had a choice to discard one of these crit triggers, this is in my hand. First one, right in the discard. Ugly looking card.
He's a hollowist.
You right?
It's still hollow though.
Stay over there.
Stay over there.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. Unless you're one of those people that just wants to run 6 draw, 6 crit. I can see people doing that if you're gonna do the 4 Scally Plate thing. Good luck with it.
You need to fix that hand.
Good luck with that.
Wait. Well, awesome. All right. Well, that has been Mr. Bryan's deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like on the video, comment down below, dab on them. Speaking of dab on them, shout out to our sponsor, Dabbers Cards and Games, for supporting our videos and making our videos a reality. But thank you, Mr. Bryan, for being part of the video on the channel, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, guys. What's up, guys? It's Josh from Cardfight Empire here again at PPG. Here again. I haven't done a video for this yet. I'm stupid, guys. Don't listen to me. Anyways, here at PPG Atlanta.
Took that long break.
Yeah, I know, right? Here at PPG Atlanta with one of our top 8s, Mr. Bryan. I'm gonna let himself. What's up, guys? It's Josh here from Cardfight Empire here at PPG Atlanta with a deck profile for you guys. This man, myth, legend made top 8 with Royal Paladin, but I'm gonna let himself